Howdy, my name is Matthew Sherman, and today I'm going to be going over one of the NFL's greatest underdog stories. This is a kid who started in a really small town who didn't really have much going for him right out of high school, but he went through college football, gained a lot of experience, and really went through some trials, challenges, negative comments on his performance, but he persisted. He persisted to be one of the best at what he does right now, and that is Josh Allen. He's one of the NFL's best quarterbacks currently, and we're just going to dive into what he went through to get where he is right now. A true underdog story that we're going to unpack. So, one of the first quotes that came to mind whenever I thought of Josh Allen and the hard work that he has put through his career is it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but it's the size of the fight dog. These two pictures really showcase who Josh Allen is and what he has overcome to get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He came from a smaller town in California, Fireball, California, in 1996 is when he was born. Lived on a ranch. Didn't really have the most glamorous lifestyle. He worked on the family farm. Probably didn't have the best resources to put himself out there in the eyes of college football, but that was his dream. Playing high school football, he wanted to be a collegiate athlete and hopefully play in the NFL. So, and that's what he did. He worked hard at everything he put his mind to, and that's his story. He didn't grow up with much, which is the underdog. Nobody would expect a small town kid who lived on a family farm who didn't really have much going for him to be one of the best in the NFL. So he played every sport in high school, so we can see that he's a gifted athlete. He played junior college football, and after that very first year, he wanted more for himself. He wanted to play for a Division I football team, and so he kind of sent all of his film, all of his highlights to every single school that he could. Every single college he sent an email to the head coach and the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. He said, "Look, check out all of my highlights, and I want to play quarterback for you." He sent this to all the big schools, and nobody accepted it except for two schools, Eastern Michigan and Wyoming. These two schools were willing to give him a shot. True underdog story. Like I'm going to keep saying, this is just incredible how he overcame rejection from all these schools. Imagine the heartbreak that he had, but he kept on. So he played Division I football at the University of Wyoming, led them to two 8-win seasons, and went to multiple bowl games with Wyoming. This is a program that wasn't the best, but he led them to lots of success. According to Wyoming Athletics and their website, he gained a total of 10 distinguished awards at this university. He overcame a lot to get where he is. Um, think of the story that he went through at the beginning, experiencing a lot of rejection, to being one of the most distinguished quarterbacks that's come through this university. And so now we progress to his starting his career in the NFL, and he had lots of doubts. He went into the NFL as seventh overall pick, which isn't bad, but a lot of people doubted his abilities because he's very athletic, had a very strong arm, and but he went through some injuries, and so there's some uncertainty with that. A lot of people doubted him, but he wanted to rise up to be the best. He endured injuries starting in his college career, which is 2015. According to a website called Draft Shark, he went through a shoulder injury, um, hurt his clavicle, which is his collarbone right here, fractured that. Shoulder joint sprain in 2017, another fracture in 2011, earlier than that. Arm elbow sprain 2018, head concussion 2019. So he's been through a lot. And so I can see how everybody can see how coaches probably didn't want them on his team right away because he was injury prone. His mechanics also weren't refined. He was kind of like a loose cannon in some terms, but he had a strong arm. But like when you don't have full control over where you're throwing the ball, it leads coaches to uncertainty. So we can see how he was the underdog in this situation. Not many people wanted him on their team, but he pushed forward. He knew that there was something greater for him. And we progress to current times where we see him achieving so much through his career. He even receives this compliment from Jason Garrett, a former NFL coach, saying that he reminds him of a Hall of Fame quarterback, John Elway. So to be compared, so going from a junior college football quarterback who didn't get any looks from the top colleges in the nation, going from that to being a quarterback in current times who is compared to a Hall of Fame athlete, that's saying something about where you came from, a true underdog story. So I just want to highlight some of the things that he's accomplished. He's the first quarterback in NFL history who has scored six total touchdowns, three passing and three rushing. That's a feat right there. That's very hard to achieve, and he did it. He did it. Think about where he came from to where he is right now. That's something huge to talk about. He led the Buffalo Bills to their first AFC championship since 1994, which is a very big accomplishment. And according to ESPN rankings, he is tied for number one in the in the NFL quarterback ratings. Um, so he's achieved a lot. He's achieved a lot, and he's, in my eyes, known as the true underdog. It's a true underdog. I would say this is probably one of the best underdog stories because he demonstrates grit and determination that has led to immense success. And we can all apply this to our lives. Um, and this is why this is probably one of the best stories because his hard work can apply to what we do in our daily lives to achieve a lot. And whenever you combine an underdog story with NFL football, one of the greatest forms of entertainment, that leads to an incredible story, which is what we have here. Not many people can say that they went through what he did and achieved um, just records upon records, which is what we see today. You don't see that anywhere, and that's why this is probably one of the greatest and most impressive stories. So, Josh Allen, an incredible athlete and role model in life, and so that's who he is. And thank you for your time.